Tomorrow, we are going to get into Q3 of 2025, and this brings me to the most important question yet again. Are we going to get a summer chop, which we are already in, or are we going to get an altcoin season in July? Now, a lot of people have basically switched sides and they have turned very bullish just because of the recent move towards the upside for Bitcoin. But a lot of people still have brains, in my opinion, and that is exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. Because if you're flipping bullish or bearish just because of the price action on Bitcoin in the last 1 week, then guys, you are missing out on the bigger picture. And if you keep doing it, if you keep doing the same mistake, you are basically making a recipe to get wrecked. So despite the fact that I might be really wrong and this is not what you want to hear, I am right here again to give you the right perspective on the market right now and also show you my elliott wave analysis on Bitcoin going forward. So if you want to know exactly when you can expect an altcoin season and when your alts are going to actually see the move towards the upside, then guys, this video is going to be one of the most important videos that you watch all year around. And so guys, do not forget to drop a like and also smash that subscribe button. And now guys, let's get right into it. So guys, welcome back and thanks for joining me yet again. Right here you can see on Sunday, we saw this big move towards the upside for Bitcoin from $107,200 all the way to $108,500. This is where a lot of people on crypto Twitter and on YouTube as well were calling for a short squeeze. And I was mentioning in the private channels that this is not the move that we are looking out for. All right. And then we saw a move towards the downside. After that, a lot of people actually got panicked and they might have sold right around here. And then again, we saw a big move towards the upside, which again made a lot of people very bullish. But guys, yet again, we saw this move towards the downside. So now what? Now what are we looking out for? Guys, I will give you the entire perspective according to Elliott Waves, what is happening right around here. And this basically falls in some sort of a flat correction towards the downside, which might be just already over. So that is your heads up right here. But let's just first quickly discuss the higher time frame scenarios, because that is going to be helpful for us all. Because if you are trapped on the 15-minute chart, then you might be missing out on the bigger picture. So this right here is on the 4-hour time frame. And right here, guys, as I mentioned in my previous updates as well, we are in some sort of an impulse towards the upside. This very well looks like some sort of an impulse. All right. So here we have a double 1-2, which is going to look something like this: 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. All right. So we ended the impulse right around here. Now we are looking for some wave 2 price action in this region. Now it is possible, guys, that we have already completed our wave 2 right around here. And this was your correction. Now we are looking for higher prices. But also, guys, it is also possible that we are still in this correction. And I'll discuss exactly that scenario with you all. All right. So the first scenario that you should be very mindful of at the moment is going to be this one right here, where we have a finished correction. And I've already shared this update on YouTube before as well. We are looking for A, B, C in wave W, a zigzag in wave X, then a flat correction in your wave Y. That ends your correction. Looks pretty good as well. But again, guys, in this scenario, the only problem that we have is the fact that if this is your wave C inside of your wave Y, then this is not a 5-wave structure and it rather looks like a zigzag towards the downside, which is not something that we are looking out for. All right. Apart from that, the other scenario that we have is going to be this one, which I also mentioned earlier on, which is A, B, C in your wave W. Then we have a triangle in wave X, A, B, C, D, E. After wave X formed right around here, we were looking for a move towards the downside in wave Y. Now, potentially we are in a flat correction, which is A, B, and now we are looking for the move towards the downside in wave C. Now, again, one more very important thing that you need to note in this particular scenario is the fact that this move towards the upside right now has been pretty much impulsive. All right. There is not a very good way or a very good count, in my opinion, in which you can basically say that this is just a 3-way move towards the upside. Rather, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All right. And this is your part of correction of a wave 2, because then this would become a wave 1 and then this is your wave 2. We look for higher prices in wave 3. All right. So this is what we look out for. But again, because this is a 5-wave structure, this cannot be a part of wave B as we are looking out right here. Now, the only way that we can count it as a wave B is if we actually see a 3-wave structure, which is going to be something like this: 1, 2, 3, a 3-wave structure, then again another maybe X, a very small X, which is very rare, and then another 3-wave structure towards the upside. This is how we can actually plot a 3-wave structure for our potential wave B. All right, now there is very important level for this particular scenario, which is a Fibonacci retracement, or an extension tool, you can say, from the lows to the highs of your wave E, which is going to get us somewhere around here. And then we are going to toggle on the 1.618 extension, which is currently sitting at $111,700. So unless price actually hits $111,700, this could still be a wave B. The moment price actually touches this level right around here, the probability of this move towards the downside to be A, and then this move towards the upside to be a B wave, is significantly reduced. So unless we do this, guys, we are not looking for higher prices according to this particular scenario. This is in front of you. All right, now what else can we be looking out for? The final scenario is going to look something like this, which is even more likely in my opinion. Now in this scenario, guys, what we have is basically a same structure, which is going to be a W right here, and then inside of wave X we basically have a flat in this particular scenario, which is going to be something like this: A, B and C. Now this lines up perfectly. We have a 3-wave structure in wave A, we have a 3-wave move towards the downside in wave B, we have a 5-wave move towards the upside to end our wave C, and that is your end of wave X. So this is probably one of the most likely scenario at the moment. Now in this scenario, guys, what we are looking out for is a move towards the downside in a potential ABC in wave Y. All right, and that could be a flat as well, which you can see we have already seen a wave A potentially. This is your wave B, and now we are looking for a move, an impulsive move towards the downside in wave C. All right, now another scenario which could actually play out perfectly with this scenario itself is the fact that we have A, B, C, and that becomes your wave A. Then we have a 3-wave move up in wave B, and then we see this 5-wave move down in wave C. So that could be a larger ABC. That is what is also quite possible, and that would basically align perfectly with the law of symmetry, because then you can see right here, this is your price action of wave W, this is your price action of your wave X. So wave Y cannot be very small like this. It is possible, guys, but I would really appreciate if this happens and we see something like this: ABC in wave A, then ABC in wave B, and then a 5-wave move down in wave C to end your correction. That would bring us somewhere around $103,000 to $100,000. That would end the correction, and that would mean that for the time being, probabilities still remain on the side of the bears. And that would mean that we are not going to see an altcoin season, at least in July or in August, most likely. All right. And according to my time-based fib analysis, I believe that we might see a nice altcoin season beginning from as early as September. Maybe if it delays, we have to get it in December, and it can extend all the way to February, even all the way to May of next year. And if you want a detailed video on that as well, then make sure, guys, that you comment down below, and I will give you the proof when and why you can expect an altcoin season during these months, as I mentioned. All right, now keeping this scenario in mind, guys, we can see that if this is your wave A, wave B, and now we are looking for a wave C, then this is going to be something like this. We have an ABC. Your wave C price targets were sitting between $106 and $106.8 thousand, and that is exactly where we bounced off from. But again, if I go on to the smaller time frame, then this really looks like some sort of a 3-wave structure towards the downside, which is also quite possible. It's not some sort of an invalidation, because then it would be not an ABC but rather a WXY. This is also a likely possibility. All right, this is quite possible, right? So if this is the case, then we are looking for higher prices right now. That is the most likely scenario. And also, guys, one more thing that I need to mention right here, because price has done something just while I was recording, which is if this is an impulsive move towards the downside, you can see that this would have been a 1, a 2, and this is your wave 3. Then we were looking for a 4 and a 5. All right, but because price has already touched the 0.618 Fibonacci level from the low of wave 3 to the high of wave 2, which is right around here, this basically means, guys, that your wave 4 is now invalidated. So that would mean that we are now looking for higher prices. How high is the question? All right, so if we are basically treating this as some sort of an A, and then we are looking for a 3-wave move up in wave B, and then a 5-wave move down in wave C, then basically you can find your price targets for a wave B right here from the low of wave Y to the high of your wave W, which is going to be right around here. And then we are going to toggle on the 1.618 and the 1.38 Fibonacci extensions. All right. So most likely, guys, we are going to be seeing a move towards the upside, which is a 3-wave move up, which is going to look something like this. And then it does not go beyond 109,325. All right. If price goes up and touches 109,323, then guys, the probabilities shift quite a lot to the other scenario. And also you can have one more confluence, which I'll just share in 1 minute. But the other scenario is going to be, which I mentioned earlier on, is already the one that I shared right around here, where your wave Y has already ended. All right. So in that case, if your wave Y has ended, we are looking for an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a 3-wave move down, which could be some sort of a flat. And that would be your wave 2. We look for higher prices. Wave 3 potentially going all the way to like $120,000. All right. So let's just quickly discuss that probability as well, because there are going to be two different things which are going to dictate future price action. And I'll give you the exact thing to look out for, guys. This video is going to be so beneficial for you all if you pay attention. All right. So right here, guys, if this is an impulse towards the upside and your correction is basically over, we are not going lower anymore, and we are getting into some sort of an altcoin season, because this is going to dictate when the market is actually going to go up. Are we going to see a bullish July or not? This price action right now in the next 2-3 days is going to give you everything that you basically need. All right. So again, right here, you can see we have a wave 1, 2, this is potentially 3, this is 4, and this is your 5. Now, after that, we have a flat correction, as you can see, A, B, C. Now, because we did not take out this low right here, this is a running flat, which is also fine. But the problem is, if I drop a Fibonacci retracement tool from the high of wave 5 to the low of wave 1, which is your larger wave 1 indeed, then your price did not even retrace all the way to the 0.236 for your wave 2, which is a very shallow retracement for a potential wave 2. All right. So that is something that is not aligning perfectly with this particular scenario. But again, guys, it is very possible that in a very bullish market, you do not retrace, and people are waiting to get into this particular trade right around here in these Fibonacci levels between $103,000 and $104,500. There are a lot of buy limit orders, guys, stacked in this region. So people are waiting to buy the dip. All right. And if this does not happen, and if they are not able to buy, what happens is they have to move their limit buy orders right around here, and they will have to buy higher, which is what the market maker might want in this particular scenario. But again, guys, I would have really wanted that price touched at least the 236, which is the absolute rare and the minimum price target for a wave 2. If that would have been the case, I would have been much more aligned for this particular bullish case scenario. And as you can see, guys, if you are taking this low as your wave 2 low, which is rare, but again, just in case it happens, because we have seen in the past that wave 2 does not even retrace all the way to the 0.236. All right. So you put a trend based Fibonacci extension from the low right here to the high right here to the low right here. All right. And then you toggle on the 1.618, which is going to give you a price target of $123,000. That is your next move towards the upside. And that should happen, or basically start off right now. All right. And that is your wave 3. Then we have a 4 and a 5 as well. And after that, we have another 4, 5, and then another 4, 5. All right. And that would be the end of your entire bull market, which I have discussed on X. So if you have not followed me on X, guys, make sure that you do so. I'm dropping some key alpha every single day over there. So do not miss out on that alpha, guys. It's absolutely free. Link is given in the description section below. All right. Now, as I mentioned, I will give you a very important factor, or rather a confluence, using which you can know, are we going to see the move towards the upside, or rather altcoin season, or rather green July, or are we going to see a flat correction continuing towards the downside for a wave Y? All right. So what is that going to be? Now, guys, it is going to be very, very simple. Right? If we are looking for the correction to be over right here, which means we have an impulse, and we are currently in an impulse, and now we are looking for wave 3, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 3-wave move down, correction over. In this particular scenario, even though the retracement is quite shallow for a wave 2, but then if this is your wave 3 towards the upside, the next move up, then it has to be a 5-wave structure. All right. But if we are looking for our wave Y towards the downside, then this could be A right here. Then we have a 3-wave move up in wave B, and then we have a 5-wave move down in wave C. So this move towards the upside in this particular scenario is going to be a 3-waver. All right, so that is the entire takeaway from this video, guys. All right, it's very important that you pay attention. I would say that you go on to the 15-minute time frame right around here. If you see a move up that breaks these highs right here at around, let me just quickly put up a horizontal line so you can see, at around $109,000. If we break this level with a 5-wave structure which looks something like this, if we do something like this, we are looking for higher prices. Most likely, guys, the only scenario that is going to be in play in that particular case is going to be a bullish case scenario, and price goes all the way to around $120,000 to $125,000. However, if we actually see a 3-wave move up, even breaking this high, then we are looking for price to move towards that downside. All right, and when will you actually know about the 3-wave move or the 5-wave move? I will give you that as well. So basically, guys, all you need to do in this particular case is the fact that, let's just say we have, this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2, and this is your wave 3. So we have had this price action already. Now this can very well convert into your wave 5 as well, a 4 and a 5, and this can also start to roll back towards the downside. All right, so when will you actually know that we are looking for higher prices or lower prices? All right, now the moment you see something like this, you see 3-wave moves towards the upside, and then you see a little bit of a retracement, and then price takes out this high right here. This is when you realize that price is now in a wave 5. All right, and this is a 5-wave structure. On the other hand, whatever price action that we get, you will be putting a Fibonacci retracement tool from the high of your wave 3, wherever it is, and to the low of your wave 2, and then you will see the 0.618 extension. Because if price is moving towards the upside in wave 3 and then comes back down in a 3-wave structure or a 5-wave structure, whatever it is, but it touches the 0.618 Fibonacci level, then your wave 4 is invalidated, which would mean that even a bounce is going to be a nice shorting opportunity, guys. All right, this is something that nobody out there is going to tell you, because they're not looking at these markets on the basis of Elliott waves. So I hope, guys, that this was pretty much clear. If we are looking for a 5-wave move towards the upside, then we are looking at higher prices, $120,000 to $125,000, pretty high. All right, and that would also be a green July, possibly even a green August. All right, however, if we see a 3-wave move towards the upside and then we start to roll back down, then guys, we could be gravitating back towards $100,000 to $103,000. It is also possible, guys, that we even take out the low. So that is one more thing that I need to show you, how we can take the low, and that is also something that I shared on X quite a while ago, and now it has almost played out to the T. So let me just quickly show that to you as well. So guys, I did show you this particular scenario where we have a wave X as a triangle, a zigzag in wave W, and then a possible flat in wave Y. I did show you earlier on. All right, now where did I actually get this scenario from? If I put up this bars pattern right around here, you can see that if it is not exactly the same, it is quite similar. All right, price goes down, comes back up, fails to take out these highs, then again rolls back down, takes out these lows, again comes back up, fails to take out these highs right here, and then we see a sharp move towards the downside to end the correction. All right, where did I get this out from? First off, guys, let me just quickly show you where I actually shared it with you all. So this was the post on 8th of June. I mentioned about this particular scenario, and this is the exact same chart. This is on the 4-hour time frame and this is on the daily time frame. All right, I did say that it's possible. It's not financial advice, but it is quite possible. And so far, it has been exactly playing out to the T. All right, it has been 22 days right now. Right now, guys, where did I actually get it from is basically your price action from March of 2024 last year all the way to August of 2024 last year. So the last year's summer chop, this is exactly what we got, and this is what I have basically put right here, but the time frame is a little smaller. All right, so you can see we started off the correction in March and we ended it in August, while in this particular scenario we started off the correction in May and we might just end it in July, or maybe by the end of July. All right, so this correction is faster, but this could be similar price action. This is the same bars pattern from the last year's summer chop. It is possible, guys. I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but according to this analysis, according to the Elliott waves that I've shown you in this particular scenario, where we are looking for a flat correction in your wave Y to end the correction, it is possible, guys. And after that, guys, what did actually happen last time as well? So right here you can see we saw multiple 1 2 1 2 1 2 and then a big move towards the upside. All right, this is quite possible, and then 4 5 4 5 4 5 to end the impulse. All right, this is possible and it is still in play right around here. So again, guys, the most important thing that you need to focus on from this particular video and what you need to take away from it is the fact that the move right now that we are seeing towards the upside, if that is a 5-wave move, possibilities are going to shift towards the side of the bulls. And if this is just a 3-wave move up, then there is a possibility, guys, that we go back all the way to $100,000 and $103,000, and even possible that we actually take the low, which actually happened last summer as well. All right, so that was basically the entire perspective on Bitcoin right now, and that is why I'm refraining from getting into too many longs on altcoins at the moment. All right, I know, guys, a few alts have been doing pretty well in the last few days and weeks, but guys, you have to be very mindful that you have to preserve your capital as well, because if you don't have capital at the right time when the move is going to happen, because even if we miss out on a very small move that is going to happen right now, and we might just enter longs right around here when the price has broken out of a key trend, which I can show you as well, because that is going to be a very important trend that we need to break out from, and that is something that a lot of people are still looking out for, this trend line. All right, so once we break out from this trend line on a high volume, because if this has to be a wave 3, then your volume has to pick up as well, which is not the case as of now. All right, so if volume picks up, then definitely, guys, I am interested to get in on the long right here, and your price target for this next move up is sitting between $120,000 and $125,000. I'm happy to take this move instead of trying to grab a bag right here, going long right here, locking in right here, and then getting wrecked, because we do have this possibility that we might just roll back towards the downside, come back down into this liquidity zone around $100,000, and even potentially we might see a bigger 5-wave move down, coming back all the way to this liquidity zone, guys, because this was not tapped even when price actually came so close to it at $98,000, but the liquidity zone was sitting between $95,000 and $97,000. So this is something that you should keep in mind, in my opinion. Again, guys, not financial advice. You do take your trades the way that you want to, but just in case, guys, you want the extra edge in the market and you want these updates regularly delivered to you every single day about Bitcoin's price action on the smaller time frame, keeping in mind the larger time frame price action as well, then check out Karoshi's Private. This is where I'm sharing every single thing that you need to know about the markets. You get access to all of my degen trades as well, meme coin plays, on-chain plays, and also daily and hourly updates about Bitcoin and my altcoin setups as well, leverage trading plays, and everything that you basically need to know. I have also shared my 5-coin portfolio that I am currently in, trying to combat the altcoin season that everybody thinks is going to come just tomorrow, but it's not happening, guys, so far. So I have devised a plan, a strategy that could help us all to combat the downside in this market in case we do not get a very explosive altcoin season, while also exposing ourselves to the upside potential. All right, so if you're interested in something like that, and if you're interested in absolute alpha every single day, then definitely check out the link in the description section below. Right now we have some introductory offers for Karoshi's Private, so take advantage of that. And basically, guys, that was all from this particular video. If you enjoyed watching it, then make sure that you drop a like, and also, guys, if you're new to the channel, then make sure that you smash that subscribe button and also ring the bell notification icon so that you can be notified whenever I put up another update. That's all, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep hustling.